Everybody, welcome back. We got some more of the Rocketbeans Archon Mode Cup underway. Spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map. They're up 1-0 in the series. It's Team Axiom's Archon, Ryung, and Hart.
And on the top left as the TlZ Archon, it's Lambo and TLO.
So I think one of the things about that match, too, that's a little bit funny to see is I don't think anything really crazy happened, per se. Like, there wasn't proxy Raxes, it wasn't massive abuse with the siege tank, it was like one siege tank drop. I mean, everything for that game was just, I think that faster third really hurt TL Archon, and it was the bad engagements that followed it that really made that game somewhat unrecoverable.
Yeah, it just as a whole seemed like Red Archon played the better game, was the better player.
Yeah.
Which isn't something that you want to hear, but sometimes it is the truth.
Well, I mean, the thing is, too, Lambo and TLO are not bad players. In fact, sadly, this sounds a little bit rough to say as well. Well, Hart and Ryung are not exactly A-list Koreans when it comes to, like, the rosters and lineups of Korea. I kind of feel like TLO, at the very least, would have a chance versus one of these two, given enough best-of series. I don't know about Lambo, but the point of this is, like, this isn't a huge skill gap. This is not, like, Bronze League versus Masters Leagues type thing.
No. No, it isn't, but there's also, I think, a little bit of, it looks better as an Archon, too, for Ryung and Hart. You know, they always seem to be paired up nicely. The micro was going on, and then also the macro, you look back, and they were getting the fourth base really early on. Everything went, you know, aces for them. Whereas for TL Archon, there was a couple of times where they pulled back too soon from defending a drop, either because someone F2'd or because the micro player was just, you know, not playing very well.
I'd like to think, too, this is just my silly description. I like to imagine you got Hart and Ryung sitting next to each other, and Crank sitting behind him with like a paper fan, and anytime one of them makes a mistake, he like whaps him on the head. So it's like this really disciplined Archon.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna be like Tempo started like rubbing our shoulders, and we were gonna go up on stage, and he was, "You got this, bro, you got this."
No,
you went the opposite way with Crank.
Yeah, I don't think Crank would ever be like that guy. You know, he's tough love.
Yeah, well, apparently that's what he gets from Olivia, so it makes sense.
I love when we asked him if he was a cat or a dog person, and he's like,
He had like an anxiety attack. He couldn't tell a lie, but he couldn't tell the truth either.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him, man. That monster, that manager of that team is so scary. But okay, following this up, Hellion Banshee. We didn't actually see the Banshee last game, which is kind of funny to say, because that was the one thing I wanted to talk about when I had briefly mentioned the potential of mech. Because the, what's that, Hyperflight Rotors, or whatever the stupid upgrade's called, the speed upgrade for Banshees has kind of made them ridiculous. Oh, it's actually not. Pardon me, that's right, tank drops. What am I thinking?
I know, right? It's so hard to get out of that habit, especially after casting Heart of the Swarm. Oh, a Tech Lab. I guess he's going to go for Banshees. Oh, right. Like tank drops or thing.
Yo, when we were doing a lot of Lotus matches and a lot of Legacy to the Lima League, I don't think we ever had any of that problem, but... Yeah,
no.
Going 2 weeks without any legacy matches has kind of been a little bit, oh, trying? Uh-oh. What happened there? Did you see that spike? Was that me? What just happened?
Well, yeah, but I've been spiking all over the place, so I have no idea whether other people can tell.
Okay. Sorry, freaking out just a little bit, man.
No.
Okay, well, the tank drop... The question is still like whether that's going to necessarily work or not. In fact, actually, never mind. It's just gonna be one. I was gonna start talking about the compliments of how much better two are. They can kill queens, and you can use one on the low ground, one on the high ground, blah blah blah. But they're just going one again.
It's all good to talk about. Two is what gets it to be really scary, because queens can definitely take care of one. But there's also just like, to only go for one, you get to the next part of your build a lot faster. You get those Marines out faster. You don't die to like two base mutas if they were going to go for it. And it's an opener that is supposed to maybe make them drone a little less, maybe get an extra queen that they were intending to beforehand. It is purely an opener, and then they go on with their day. And that's what I like. That's what we were trying to do in Archon mode, and kind of failed.
Well, what I really like too is that they went for the Vikings, which I found a little bit interesting, not exactly common, instead of faster medevacs. And yeah, the Vikings can be able to fly around and pick up an Overlord or two, but still, that sort of anti-air potential. There's still going to be mutas at some point.
Whoever is the macro player, I feel, keeps getting a Baneliness too early. Like last time, someone told someone to cancel it, and they had to rebuild it like 30 seconds later. But like, with the tank drop, Well, I guess there's that build that QXE does with BCQD where it's all on 2 base and starts with a tank drop, and I guess that you have to worry about getting a Baneling Nest for. And I guess they have not scouted it to 3rd base, not until right now. No, they did scout it to 3rd base. See, if that's the case, then I don't think you need to get a Baneling Nest this early. Oh well.
Thanks, Tim. Rip. That tank actually lived for a long time last game, and well, we kind of made jokes about the way it died after living for so long. It did kill so many Lings before going down, and that tank, you know, for every Ling killed, that's more that they have to make, that's less Banelings on the field. That's a big part of why the early game was so weak for TL Archon, but this time they take care of that tank really early.
They're gonna, I mean, because they got the Baneling Nest this early, they're gonna have Banelings ready for this attack, and this should only clean up creep, if that. You should be immediately just pushed back, really. Oh, or they go for the main. Ooh.
I know you just said that like with excitement, but that sounded so sarcastic. Like, oh, they're gonna go for the main. Ooh.
What a good idea. I don't know. They also like TL Archon also got like really baller upgrades, like way far ahead of Red Archons.
Well, upgrades aren't gonna be too useful if you got nothing you can use them with. Spawning pool goes down. Only about 2 Marines die for it. That's not too bad of a trade at all.
Yeah. I think the Banelings are waddling for their life to try and stop it. They could've.
Hi guys, we're here. Where do you need us?
Ooh. Red Archon's gonna go into Liberators.
I don't know how I feel about this. It's Liberators for the anti-air, by the way, guys. Like, expecting mutas. It's not Liberators for the ground. And I don't know. We've seen Liberators, quite frankly, be terrible. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's the answer to mutas, and it's really not.
Yeah. I'm getting used to this clock is really, it's really throwing me off, man.
Oh, the real-time
nice
clock?
Focus fire. Yes.
You're like, there's a lot of shit going down in 7 minutes. What the fuck?
Yeah, this all shouldn't be happening until like 12 minutes. The mutas are going to be on the way out, so let's just stop the drops. The Baneling speed did finish, so they have, you know, really nice setup there. And they're keeping up with supply a lot better than last game, so everything is looking a lot nicer. I mean, they have a 4th base that should be mining soon.
And that focus fire down the Banelings. Nice focus fire. Yeah, it's funny watching the difference 1-1 really makes, though. It's just the Marines, normally Shrek Lings, can't even fight.
Oh,
Mutas coming a little bit early. Ooh. Okay, so 2 gonna go down for free. That's not a small mistake. That's quite costly.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, especially since the meta decks are gonna get out too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Here comes the Liberators.
Now, Liberators aren't that great against mutas. The mutas can split, but of course they're accompanied by Marines, so the mutas had to leave. We're gonna take that on.
Yeah, you get a lot of Liberators fairly quick. They do get reactored out, as we see, but keep in mind as we actually select them individually, if the mutas split, the splash damage is the only reason they're good. 7 damage times 2, just single target, is really not that much. But they are upgrading the morph mode, or AG mode, air to ground, so they're going to be able to shoot some ground targets. The rate of fire in the Liberator, though, again, it's this unit that hits really hard, but not the fastest attack speed. So against massive Lings and Banes, it might not be that great. Oh, this turret, though.
Master Bear! Liberators, oh no!
Turret with beast mode, took out 2 mutas, nice. What am I shot? Not too bad. I love that the little targeting thing they added to it, too, so we can see whether it's going to be good or not. Because as an audience, it's kind of like questionable. We're watching Heart of the Storm, we're like, oh, this could be good, it could be bad, who knows? It was bad.
I don't know. I kind of like that excitement too, though. I don't know. I just, you know, both are okay, I guess.
I guess, yeah, I can see it from both sides. I personally just like I like knowing whether it's gonna be bad. There's some burrowed Banelings here too. Ooh, misses the hit though. That could have been really nice.
What's that sound? Ooh.
Look, are we just? I make weird noises. That's my thing. Okay, just deal with it.
Weird feminine noises. Yoo-hoo.
You know what it is? You made me watch A League of Their Own, and now I'm just like, I'm full of like.
You're 40s housewife, and you can't help it.
I still can't believe that was Madonna. That still just blows my mind. Like,
Really?
she reminded me of that chick from Orange Is the New Black. It's so hard, like it was so hard not to look at her and be like, wow,
Wait,
that's
what chick?
The crazy chick who thought she had a husband.
The stalker?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I can actually see that. I didn't
just
think
like
that
just like the look, the way she talked,
yeah,
like
the look, and she has an accent. Like I get it. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
oh, Bailey hits were not good. split too far apart, but still good damage to go down if there was an immediate follow-up. There's not. Oh, that one of mine was fan-freaking-tastic, though. I still think that the problem is the attacks can be down at home. Liberator's gonna sort of transform up, I guess. I don't know how to describe this. Huge areas where it's gonna be really hard to take engagements. Where's that Mutalisk count, though? Where's that flock? They're gonna come in. The Liberators, if they're transformed, they can't shoot up, so the Mutas can pounce on top of this. It's like an army of Widowmines underneath us that are just sadly on cooldown. And the Mutas are gonna clean up the Liberators. Bio gets cleaned up by the Banelings, and this ends up going pretty poorly for Team Red Archon.
Yeah, they were way too overzealous. They went out so far in a creep.
Well, I just feel like if even half the Liberators weren't transformed, that wouldn't have been so many free kills. But Widowmines make up for it, so never mind. Not so bad after all.
Ew, that happened.
Ooh. Now I'm gonna be doing that for the rest of the cast.
Oh god.
Alright, so they clean up. Bailing's a little unnecessary, but still, nice measure. It's worth noting Red Archon did finally catch up in upgrades. You know, they were behind, so that 2-2 gonna be really nice to have. Coming up now on 3-3.
What's that drone doing? Well, that drone sacrificed itself to Widowmine, so.
Yeah, it was testing the field for mines.
Nice, nice. Good use of drones. Clean out the creep. I mean, the creep has been pretty amazing. It's constantly been replaced, you know, every single time it's been cleaned up, so really nice in the, well, either the macro or the micro player. I guess it depends on their preference.
Cleaning up the queep. Those queens are gonna die. Over here, the Baneling shot does get baited this time, so fully aware that this was available, but now it's a planetary fortress with Liberator support. So perhaps that third base, not such an easy target.
It was not at all.
Rolling around the side instead, not a bad choice either, but there is defense. Ooh, burrows a couple of the Banelings. Don't know if that got realized or not.
Well, Red Archon's getting back up to max. They're getting back up max a lot easier than Teal, who was had trouble getting to a 5th base, and their 4th base was under attack for quite some time. And now Red Archon should be a little wiser about pushing on a creep so heavy-handedly.
Mutalisks are going to get some good damage in here, but here comes the Liberators to try and chase them off. I do feel if they split Magic Box, though, yep, just like this. Liberators are kind of garbage.
Garbage. Yeah, they're pretty bad. Again, pushing on a creep. He cleans it up this time, but he's still on it, so it's very dangerous.
I like this just because the Mutas aren't here, though. That was a big problem with the previous attack. There's just too much to clean it up. This time around, it's a small handful of Banelings that have to go through a wall of Marauders, a Widowmine field just to touch the Marines.
Yeah. 3-3's about to finish up for Red Archon, but not in time for this fight. It's barely not in time.
I feel like the splits, they're not going to win the fight, but the splits are still pretty good. Attacking the top right with this on.
A really nice supply lead, and they're taking down all of the bases, all the mining bases.
That Liberator's got a big FU on that ramp, but nothing's really falling for it.
You usually fall for FUs, so they're pretty obvious not to fall for.
Yeah, falling up is what it stands for, obviously. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, of course, of course. Hey, we have Ultralisk making their way out here, and while TLO Archon's not looking so good on supply here, Ultras in Legacy of the Void can make up for that.
Yeah, the Ultras are so just fantastic. It's so unkillable and so hard to deal with, but it's the Mutas that are still the problem. I mean, at one point, yes, the Ultras will come out. Oh, that Widowmine shot was pretty good, but it's still if they never deal with these Mutas, it won't matter because they won't have to worry about the Ultras. They'll be dead to the sky. There's some Banelings here ready to detonate too. They're selecting, they're waiting, but there's not enough bio on the ground to make it worthwhile.
And again, they're so far apart.
Okay, gonna get the chitinous plate. +4 armor upgrade, essentially going down here. That's insane. +4. Oh, it feels so gross to even say it.
Yeah, it does. Accidentally we built 2 Ultralisk caverns against both players got on it. There you go, the cancel one.
Backsies upsies for realsies.
Yeah, obviously. The drones get pulled into the Marines. They could have just waited. They could have mined peacefully.
Liberator's so good versus the Ultralisks. They've got that massive damage necessary to chew through that armor. Even though they don't have chitinous plating, they still have 500 health. Liberator's hit for something like 95 or so with these upgrades.
Oh no, the Mutas.
Yeah, this problem finally solved. Oh, Liberators, please, just finish it. Drop of the main gonna kill the spawning pool. This is actually a big problem. Heavily rely on Lings and Banlings up to this point.
Of course, yeah.
Even the Spire might go down. I mean, the mutas aren't really going to be an emphasis anymore with Ultras coming out, but they're still a big part of the army. Stopping drops, usually. I'm curious about what happened with this, too, because they were segmenting about 4 mutas-ish for the whole duration of the game, constantly to defend specifically against drops. I guess someone decided to bring them all together, and in doing so kind of lost them.
Yeah, either that or they just died.
Yeah, that too. Either or. Rip it or wrap it up.
Oh, the ultras getting tracked, and that's the one thing TL Archon had going for them.
GG. Winners match. Victor's gonna be Team Red Archon, Ryung and Hearts. So of course, for them,